It's an annual tradition on The 5 to select the turkeys of the year. And I'm going to kick it off with my turkey pick, the Clinton Foundation. Here's a quick flashback.
Why isn't what happened and what went on between you and the Clinton Foundation, why isn't it what Mr. Trump calls pay to play?
Well, everything I did as Secretary of State was in furtherance of our country's interests and our values.
And the specific question went to pay for play. Do you want to talk about that?
But there is no evidence, but there is a lot of evidence about the very good work
and it's a criminal enterprise, and so many people know it. It's a criminal enterprise.
Okay, well, obviously a lot of discussion during the campaign about the Clinton Foundation, the email scandals, all of that. Let's see, I don't know, Dana, if the Clinton Foundation is going to be able to weather the storm.
It'll be interesting to see how they try to move forward with it. I remember when, Greg, earlier this year, when you called it a scandal prophylactic.
Yes, that's great.
Because with the Clinton Foundation, if you're going to criticize it, you would always preface it, or feel the responsibility to preface it by saying, they've done a lot of good work, but.
It's a scandal condom. She can't say prophylactic.
Which actually just freaked me out already.
No, because you create a charity to protect yourself from people accusing you of things. I think they should build a wall around the Clinton Foundation.
Okay, all right. And, we'll keep
make Hillary pay for it.
Okay, that's another good idea. They certainly have the cash to do so. Eric, this was something that bothered you throughout the campaign as well, and a lot of Americans. I think it was problematic for her.
I don't think it's over. I don't think it's even beginning to be over. I think you call it a turkey. It's an ostrich. It's going to keep growing and growing.
Into an ostrich?
Well, a whole ostrich farm. I mean, there are so many loose ends on so many deals that were done in the Clinton Foundation, the pay-to-play stuff. Now, yes, they do good stuff. They spend a lot of money, absolutely. But the way they raise some of the money, the access they provided to raise the money is going to be problematic. It's going to be problematic going forward. And as we find out more and more, there are a whole slew of people who who were emailing with Clintons and emailing with other foreign leaders. As those emails turn up and as the investigation continues, whether or not Donald Trump goes through to the point of special prosecutor or not, they're still investigating this. It's not over.
Yeah, all right. So there you go. The turkey ain't cooked on the Clinton Foundation.
Ain't even close, KG. Yeah, I said at this table, right, kind of fruit of the poisonous tree analogy I brought up, right? Because, yeah, everyone says they do good work, but you've got to consider, the resources from which you get all this money to do this good work. And that's important. That counts. And look, I mean, I think 30% they're down fundraising. So it's like, yes, you lost the White House and your chief mechanism for enriching yourself and providing for, your own financial, I guess, progress as a family. It's now got a big dent in it, too. So this was totally a lose-lose, perfect turkey.
But it also shows that's why people were giving.
Yeah, because they wanted access.
Yeah, and
absolutely.
Once you lost
Great point.
Thanks, I stole it.
You should enter that into the
I knew you couldn't come up with an original thought like that. All right. Dana, what's your turkey?
Okay, so I went non-political, kind of. This is Colin Kaepernick, the quarterback of the San Francisco, what are they?
49ers.
I was going to say Giants.
That's a baseball team.
There's a baseball team. Okay, it's the 49ers. Because for the past year, he's been basically kneeling during the national anthem because he was protesting racial injustice and things, because he cares so much. But Stephen Smith of ESPN called him out on that when he found out he didn't even vote.
Colin Kaepernick, after all this noise that you made, even though you didn't intend to do so by offending our military servicemen and women, and pointing out about how you wanted to bring attention to racial injustices and beyond this in this country, to turn around and not to even take your behind to the polls to vote for a particular candidate, it is shameful. For him not to vote, as far as I'm concerned, everything he said meant absolutely nothing.
I mean,
Amen.
I don't think I can add to that. Greg, you and KG are 49ers.
It's actually kind of hard to be a 49er fan this year, because
I know.
it's like we talk about this a lot. Politics is fun to talk about, but it should invade specific areas. And when all of a sudden I don't want to know what he thinks, and he doesn't want to know if I play football. So let's keep it that way. Also, he just did this because he felt irrelevant and he wanted to feel important. He didn't want to be seen as a dumb jock, and he probably had, he wanted to see beyond his career, and so this is what he did. It was phony.
Yeah, don't forget he was riding the bench when he did this, and he needed, when you're a big-time athlete for all these years, all of a sudden you find yourself on the bench, and you go, wait a minute, the spotlight's not on me anymore. And you do something like this, and you get a ton of spotlight. It's hard to give up the spotlight. I think that's what it was. And then for him not to have enough guts to go vote.
Take the time.
Yeah, just go to the thing and absentee vote. Go for it. But that's weak.
I'll say this. I don't know if it was phony, but I do know this much. He got a big part of what, if you take him at his word, he was trying to do wrong, which is it's called a protest vote, meaning that he said that he didn't want to be a hypocrite, right, because he spoke out publicly against both Trump and Hillary Clinton. But then we find out he wasn't even registered to vote. So you don't have to vote for one of the major party nominees in this country. That's one of the great things about our
Gary Johnson.
You can write in a third party. You can vote for one of the third party
candidates. Follow politics.
He didn't do anything. So that's why I had a problem with
And he threw America shade, and we will not have that. All right, Greg, what's your turkey of the year?
Well, okay, so I redefine turkey as someone who makes sacrifices. So I picked Billy Bush. As you know, in the controversy with the bus and the hot mic and Donald Trump and Billy were heard saying awful things. Donald Trump ends up becoming president. Billy Bush ends up a nobody back in L.A. with $8 million. Here's my theory. A turkey is someone who gives his life for something else. And we learned two things from Billy Bush. Beware at all times of being recorded. You learn a lot. He had a hot mic on and he forgot. A lot of people do that. A lot of what you say is caught, whether you know it or not, and it's a good thing to remember. And he taught you a lesson. You shouldn't always be polite. And every one of us has been in a situation, at least I know I have when I was in magazines, where I would be interviewing like a hip-hop star or a rock star, and they start saying stuff that's like kind of weird, but you're kind of just nodding along, going, yeah, that's funny.
Like the time I saw that guy put his gum underneath the table on Air Force One, and I should have said something.
Well, not like that.
He was a celebrity.
Yes, but I know. But my point is like, people will think that you're agreeing when you're just being polite, right?
Yeah.
All right.
So I think
nevertheless, he's a very nice man. That was during the whole Apprentice.
Is he really nice?
He is. He really is, to be honest.
I think he stole my style.
Okay.
The V-neck sweater. I don't like that.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
See, this was first.
Bowling.
So I have a really good turkey of the year, but it's a whole bunch of turkeys. Watch.
Strategy is to win the White House without Latinos. I don't think he can do it.
I talked to probably 12 Republican senators yesterday or their representatives. I couldn't find a single one who now thinks they're going to win.
So Donald Trump will lose, and he will then destroy the Republican Party.
What's the over-under on the Electoral College victory for Hillary Clinton?
I think she's trending over 400.
Trending over 400?
Yes.
So that was all of them who said that Donald Trump couldn't win, and he proved everyone wrong. And honestly, Steve Schmidt, I like him. I think he's one of the brighter political pundits out there. But he just called that one wrong. And Joe, you were on the right side for a while, but you bailed. Sorry, brother.
A lot of people bailed.
Yeah.
But I will say this. When you're an underdog, it's not necessarily being a turkey if you know it's an underdog. If you say he might probably lose, that's not, that's different. Yep. A lot of people said that. Here, as a matter of fact, a lot of people did.
All right, so my turkey, Dana, this is a bit of a sympathy turkey for me.
That's a kind way to put it.
Yes. This woman had if Hillary Clinton had the worst year of any woman, this woman is right behind her. Take a look.
Oh, I know.
A continuum of challenges in our marriage that ended at a certain point, and we decided to move forward with our lives. Well, my head is at try to sell this as something that people already know.
Huma, girl. Okay, so you talk about losing almost everything that matters to you in 1 year.
Yeah.
Her marriage fell apart. And I guess I didn't realize this, y'all, doing research. Within a year of marriage, he was already sexting other women.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just never at a good place.
No.
After 6 years of it, he resigns from Congress. He derails his mayoral race in New York City, and then it still gets another investigation, which then leads to her political downfall. It's because Weiner was being investigated, her husband, by the FBI, that they even were looking at his computer, and on it they find more emails connected to Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
I want to make this point because I don't think I've ever made this point before. Do you know who's responsible for the election of President Trump? Andrew Breitbart. Did we talk about this? Andrew Breitbart was the one with the first picture of Anthony Weiner. And then he was the one that got Anthony Weiner out. And then when you comes all the way back 5 years later, it's about Anthony Weiner, his laptop being investigated. It all started with that one thing.
And it ended with the Breitbart as well.
Yeah, and now you have Steve Bannon. It's a full circle.
Can I just...
It's like the A-Team. I like it when a plan comes together.
So you watch enough TV, you listen to enough, and I really had a dislike for Huma Abedin because she's portrayed one way in the media. But if you watch that special, she's a brilliant woman, and she was, she was true to her man there. She tried to stick it out. She tried to be there for him. And I have a whole new respect for Huma Abedin after seeing that.
I'll say this. Somebody gave me some good advice, E, about career. The most important business decision you make as a woman is who you marry, and even as a man. Really sad to see that backfire for Huma.
That's a very sexist comment.
I don't think so. I think it's
nice.
Good thing we didn't say that, though.
If I had said that, I'd be on Mediaite.
Well,
I don't think they're working today.
Yeah.
We got a lot more show ready to go, Greg. You can make it still.